A very difficult episode to record here. The Packers have been eliminated from the playoffs. They will not be making the playoffs, finishing with a record of 8-9, losing to the Detroit Lions on Sunday Night Football, going 0-2 against them. And one of the biggest reasons why we are not going to be in the NFL playoffs this year. So in this episode, we will be talking about the enjoyable Vikings game, the extremely disappointing Lions game, and we look ahead to our future with a lot of unknowns left to answer. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the CheeseHead Thread podcast. This is a podcast for all Packers fans, and yes, this is an extremely difficult episode to get through, considering the fact that the Packers will not be making the playoffs for the first time since the 2018 season, the season where Rodgers got hurt, the season where Mike McCarthy got fired, and this season has been rough, very rough. 4-8. All-time low. He won 4 straight games, to where you're in a position to make the playoffs. You beat your arch rival in Minnesota, absolutely owning them, which we'll talk about in a second. And then you just lay an egg against the Detroit Lions. And Detroit Lions did their one job. After they couldn't make the playoffs anymore, they did their one job, and that was defeating us, making sure that we couldn't go there. Their coach, Dan Campbell, said, if we can't make the playoffs, our one goal right now is to make it so that they can't go. Well, they did that job. A lot of unknowns from here on out. 15th overall pick. And we'll get to the future later, but let's just focus on the positive part of this episode, and then we'll focus on the negative. So the positive part is an absolute drubbing of the Vikings, 41-17. Home game for the Packers. Everyone saying, all the Vikings fans wanting to point out the fact that they have a better record than the Green Bay Packers. That's fair. But now you have this embarrassing loss in your record to a team that doesn't even make the playoffs. You lose basically 41-3. Yes, they scored 17, but that was 2 garbage time touchdowns. The Packers absolutely own this game. The only blunder really being the blocked special teams punt. And, they gotta, next season, they're definitely going to have to figure that out. Continue to figure that out. I think Keyshawn Nixon has shown enough to say, yes, I warrant a contract. I warrant a contract for you long term. And if the Packers decide, for whatever reason, to not re-sign Keyshawn Nixon or he doesn't want to be back, then that's a mistake on the Packers. So we need to do whatever we can to get him back. But a great kickoff return touchdown. First since, I can't even tell you how long. Darnell Savage, pick 6. Adrian Amos with a pick. Justin Jefferson getting grittied on by Jair Alexander. Jair Alexander asked for this matchup. A lot of talk about how a lot of back and forth between Jefferson and Alexander all week leading up to this contest. And yeah, the Packers got the better of it with Jair Alexander's performance. Joe Barry let the defense do what they wanted. Jair wanted that matchup. Barry asked Jair straight up, do you want this matchup? Jair said yes. He did it. He did a fantastic job, and bam. Look at him go. Looking at the stat sheet, Kirk Cousins, all-time bad game. 18 for 31, 205 yards, 6.6 average, 3 interceptions, 10.3 QBR, 49.2 rating. That is terrible. Nick Mullins, perfect passer rating. When your backup in garbage time has a perfect pass rating while your starter is getting owned 41-3. Packers, great job on the run defense. Only giving up 102 yards, 5 yards a carry, but mainly because Kirk Cousins got 12.3 yards a carry, Really, it was just Kirk Cousins because Cook 9 for 27 and Madison 8 for 38. So yeah, not very good job. Only and really passing wise, only Jalen Naylor had a great game, but that was all in garbage time. KJ Osborne and Hawkinson's the exact same stat line, 7 for 59, while Osborne got a touchdown late. So this is my favorite stat of all. You know how the Packers gave up 184 yards to Justin Jefferson week 1? 1 catch, 15 yards, and he had 0 catches within the first half. So yeah, I think the Packers did a really good job there against this team defensively. Just a solid game all around for the Packers defense, and not a good game for the Vikings offense. Aaron Rodgers, 15 for 24, 159 yards, 1 touchdown, 42.6 QBR, 95.7 rating. Jordan Love goes 2 for 3, 9 yards, and 70.1 rating. So, solid. Wasn't even that great of a game by Rodgers. I mean, you hear that. Only 159 yards passing, and you score 41 points. That's your special teams. That's good complementary football. That's exactly what you want. Great complementary football. If your quarterback isn't doing amazing, but your special teams and your defense can get the job done, that's exactly what you want. But Aaron Jones, great game. 14 for 111. A.J. Dillon, 12 for 41. Patrick Taylor, 5 for 10. Nice to see him get some carries. All in all, 33 carries, 163 yards. Great job. And then, I really wanted Watson to have a great game. Wanted to get that revenge on definitely wanted that revenge on Patrick Peterson and the Vikings after the dropped touchdown in week 1. But it happens, and only 1 for 11. So, but Allen Lazard does good, 5 for 59. Tanyan, 3 for 52 and a touchdown. Robert Tanyan, that was a great play by Aaron Rodgers. Nice job avoiding the pressure. Watson with the disguise and the focus going to him while Tanyan gets wide open for the back of the end zone. Randall Cobb, 2 for 20. Dobbs, 3 for 20. And DeGuara, 1 for 4. Aaron Jones, 2 for 2. Solid game. Kenny Clark with a massive fumble recovery as well. And, this is a really good game from players that haven't been that great this year. Adrian Amos, probably his best game. Devondre Campbell, his best game, possibly. Quay Walker, really good in this game. TJ Slayton with a pass breakdown that would have been an interception if, he just lets the pass go by him. But that's what you want from your defensive line, to be aggressive. Rudy Ford was the one right next to Alexander when he grittied all over Justin Jefferson. And Rudy Ford got an interception too. So Rudy Ford has been someone that hasn't always been playing in the defense all year long. And ever since Savage has kind of fallen off, he's been very consistent. He got benched last week after the giving up the touchdown to, I think it was Hill or Waddle. One of them got like a huge touchdown on him, or like a huge catch on him. And so kind of just shut him down, but he's been ultra consistent, and that's who you want on your team. So this was a amazing performance, something that we needed to do after the Commanders lost. Everything just went our way. Everything went our way up until last night. Not last night, but up until Sunday night. So very difficult to talk about this game up next, but I'll have to get through it, won't I? So let's just try to do that. They had one job, and that was to win this game. Everything went right for you. The Commanders lost, the Seahawks lost, the Lions lost, the Bears lost, the Panthers lost, the Giants lost a game, I think. And they just don't do it. I'm at a loss for words because, we haven't been in this position since 2018. 13-3, 13-4 the last 3 years. Number 1, number 2 seed. Back-to-back MVP. Aaron Rodgers does not throw for over 300 yards in a single game this year. Aaron Rodgers, most interceptions in a year. Season's over. And the Packers lost 2016. Even if Mason Crosby makes that field goal, we still lose by 1 point. Oh, it's just so disappointing, guys. It's just so disappointing. Rodgers 17 for 27, 205, 7.6 average, 1 touchdown. Costly interception, 83.1 rating, 38.3 QBR, 38.8 QBR. I mean, it just sucks, guys. It's so disappointing. Christian Watson has a great game, 5 for 104. Robert Tonyan, 3 for 29. Randall Cobb, 2 for 11. Romeo Doubs, two drops. Rodgers just missing passes. Can't connect on any touchdown except the one to Lazard. Lazard says that this is his last game as a Packer, as far as he knows. That is not good for us because we definitely need him to be on this team. He needs to stay on this team. 17 catches, 205 yards, 12.1 average for the whole team. Aaron Jones fumbles it again when we need him most. Another fumble. Darnell Savage, best game of the year. Quay Walker having a great game until he makes the bonehead decision once again. That's 2 times this year, Quay Walker. First time that's happened where someone got ejected from 2 games in a season in years. Rasul Douglas punching a guy at the end of the first half. Also picking up the ball, making it an easier field goal for Michael Badgley. Someone who had missed 2 field goals early in the game. Or he at least had missed 1. But he has to make the bonehead decision to pick up the ball. What are you doing, Rasul? Explain that to me. What were you thinking? I've never seen you do anything like that ever. And you picked up the ball? What are you doing? Mason Crosby can't hit a field goal over 50 yards to save his life anymore. He wants to be back on the team, but hey, I don't know if he can have that because if he can't make a 50-yard field goal in the cold, which is a environment that we need him to play in, maybe he shouldn't be on this team anymore. Adrian Amos might have played his last game here. Lazard, Cobb, Lewis, Tonyan, Davis, DeGuara, Rodgers, Reed, Lowry, Slayton, Wilson, Levitt, Ford, Nixon. It's a sad day in Packerland. It's a very sad day in Packerland. I don't even really want to go over these stats for the Lions. Goff, 85.9 rating. Better than Rodgers. Jamal Williams scores 2 touchdowns, a killer season. I knew that was a bad decision to let him walk, but Aaron Jones is a better player, and yet Jamal Williams has 18 or 19 touchdowns on the season. That is ridiculous. That is just crazy. And Khalif Raymond has a big catch. Monroe St. Brown didn't even have that great of a game. 6 for 49. That's pretty good on your best receiver. And once again, that Kirby Joseph was another interception to just absolutely kill us. Just kill us. He kills us in the game. by when I was up there for fall break, and now we have a chance to make the playoffs. He just, he kills us once again. So Packers lose. No more Packers playoff game this year. No more Packers games the rest of the year up until August, and we got a lot to talk about for the future. And I think you have the 15th overall pick. You need to decide what the target is for that. I think the target right now should be safety, tight end, middle linebacker, wide receiver, offensive line, defensive back, one of those positions. Because we're in that spot right at 15 where there's talent left for sure, but it's kind of a dead zone for who, what's available. We've been mocked Michael Mayer from a tight end for Notre Dame. I believe someone else gave us Will Levis. I think the quarterback from Kentucky somehow. I don't understand that one. Jackson Smith. I won't even try to announce that last name. Jackson Smith from Ohio State, wide receiver, has been mocked to us. I could see that. My buddy Chaseley said, I don't really want to have I don't really think that the wide receivers are best bet. Another player we've been mocked is Brian Branch, the safety from Alabama. I would love that. I think that would be very helpful for us, and I think that would be a player that will help us because he had a 90.0 grade by PFF. He's Alabama, which is definitely a really good school in terms of producing draft products. I mean, we've already had a couple players from Alabama in the past. Now, Lacey and Clinton Dix might not have exactly gone the best for us, but there's still players that, were good for us at a time. Jordan Addison, another player that from USC, a wide receiver that could be someone. So there's talent. There's players that are good options, but we don't really know anything until we know the Rodgers situation. And Rodgers is once again putting us on the hot seat 3 years in a row, where he is either saying I'm retiring or I'm not retiring. Rodgers, I love you. I really do. But please, do not make this about you for the third offseason in a row. Packers fans cannot handle you tainting the offseason. You tainted the offseason 2 years ago, and that's the reason why Davante Adams is not on this team currently. He was ready to sign that contract extension 2 years ago. And you said, no, I'm going to contemplate retirement or leaving. And now Davante Adams is playing on the Raiders, and he's about to leave Las Vegas because Derek Carr is about to leave too. And to that I would say, Davante, sucks to suck, buddy. Sucks to suck. Very disappointing season. This is by far one of the worst seasons since 2018, 2017. This is a tough year. I really want some players back, though. Definitely want Tanyan back. Definitely want Jerron Reed back. Definitely want Rudy Ford, Keyshawn Nixon back. Guys like that. And the safety position, we don't have a single safety on this roster right now because I don't think Darnell Savage will be back in a $7.9 million cap hit. I don't think Adrian Amos will be back. But he could be. I want Adrian Amos to be back, but I don't know if he will be. He has a $7.9 million cap hit right now. And he's not even on the team in dead cap because of all the restructuring we've done with this contract. Aaron Jones has a $20 million cap hit. Do you think we're keeping a $20 million cap hit on Aaron Jones right now? Heck no. Heck no. So there's a lot of stuff we have to figure out. It's a very difficult period in Tundraland. It's a very difficult period in Packerland. And, if you guys want to leave your thoughts on how the season went, I definitely would recommend you doing that. I'll, look at them and I'll heart them. But it stinks. It's very difficult to be in this position. And yes, Packer fans are spoiled. We've been very spoiled. We've been spoiled to two of the best quarterbacks of all time. for the last 30 years. I mean, you go from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers, 35 years of greatness. You know, there's always been some duds, but it's been 35 years of greatness. I'm 18 years old. I haven't experienced a quarterback for a long period of time other than Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre. And I don't know what Jordan Love is. This is another situation of looking back on the season where it's like, I would have rather us not won these games, tanked the rest of the year, and, you know, have Jordan Love play, because now what you lose is this. You lose Jordan Love play time in starting these games. You lose the top maybe 12, top 10, maybe draft pick, and you lose, you know, and you lose the playoffs anyway. If you're not even going to make them, why get our hopes up? I love the Vikings game. I love the Dolphins game. Two of the best games of the season. Two of the best games of our lives. But it doesn't mean jack if you can't even make it. So, very difficult year. Let's close this one out and look on to the future. All right, everyone, that's going to do it for this episode. What a difficult year to get through. I had a lot of fun, you know, watching the season, though, and talking about it. First time doing something like this, so the episodes will continue. We're still not done. Still got about 2 months left here. But, yeah, I mean, this is it for the season. Just now it's all about the off season, seeing what we can do to improve our team. And, yeah, so not what we wanted, not the result we wanted, and not the result we were expecting. But go Pack, go. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. I'm Cyrus, and I'll catch you later. Peace.